Well, you say America has betrayed the Kurdish people.
Yeah.
What's your message to Donald Trump and his supporters?
I think that Donald Trump, he's done a big mistake in the American policies history, because the only allies, the true allies for the Western America in the region, it's Kurdish people who they want to stable area, and they want to have every nation in the area to have a stable life and security.
So, can you just, last question, what are some of the war crimes that Turkey is committing now in northern Syria?
Turkish government, they have used what's called the phosphor weapon, which is banned from the world. No can use it, but Turkish government use this phosphor weapon, and this phosphor weapons, I think where they get it from NATO militaries, and they are member of NATO, and NATO at the moment is silent, and I don't know what's their interest to be silent. Children's and women's and civilians being killed by this weapon. It's very shame on the NATO and the Western country that they stay silent for Turkish what they do to civilians in Syria.
And one final question. A lot of Americans, I come from a part of America where they think any Islamic groups are evil extremists.
Yes.
I've seen the Kurdish people have been allied with Christians, with other ethnic groups, with Turkish.
We are as a Kurdish, we respect every religion in the region, everywhere in the world. We are all human beings, and we have to respect each other. To live on this earth peacefully together, not hatred, and that's what the Kurdish ideology really. Erdogan is against the Kurdish ideology that respecting human being, everyone same, not just radicals Islamic, which in Kurdish shouldn't be existed. Islam is not what Erdogan says. Islam is peaceful, as the same as other religions. It's not like what Erdogan is saying, that Muslims should be leading the world. It's not true. Every human being have their own opinion. Every pupil must practice their own culture and own languages, which is not Turkish, not respecting that.
Yo, someone at a store near here flashed the ISIS finger, and they basically stormed the fucking store. And the cops are on their way, and they're breaking all the glass and shit. Fucking good on them.
Actually, my message is that I don't know. We was a friend. We was fighting in the same. We give a blood to the country, to the freedom. We defeated ISIS. I don't know what else we do. But honestly, Trump betrayed us. Honestly, that's absolutely not acceptable. I don't know. Where's the humanitarian? We as a Kurd, we back to the story which says we are just a friend with the mountains. I don't know. Trump betray us, honestly.
Today we are very disappointed about the decision which is individually taken by not all Americans, only individually by Trump himself. And we all believe that was a stabbing from the back of the Kurd, while Kurd always defended on the trying to bring the peace to the region and managed to defeat ISIS. And Turkey is not happy with that, while Turkey is a creator of the ISIS, and they send ISIS and all these terrorist Islamic group to the region. And now they want to control the zone which is America led them to come and invade with the 80,000 troops, 80,000 Turkish troops and 20,000 Islamic militia all together attacking civilians mainly. Only 60,000 which are not trained, women and men, young kids. You see housewife with a gun, which is really shame and humiliation for humanity in this century to be like that. I feel really sometimes so hard to be Kurd, and always I'm on the street, and we are on the street for demonstration. We know that we can do nothing here. We cannot change anything, but our heart really full of tears, and we don't know what to do at home. Just see the news, see that people crying, women carrying 3 kids, all dead, and you can't stand at home to stay at home and watching the news. We are coming out to express our anger to the world, and I'm really anti-United Nations. My logo on Facebook, my profile picture is United Nations cross. I am having that picture for 5 years. Because United Nations is a United Nation, should change their name to United States. While Kurdish is a big nation in the Middle East, we are almost 45 million people standing on our own land. While the Armenian genocide, all the Greek wiped out, all the Christian, which is the different ethnic of them, they were all wiped out. We managed to stay with our own religion from Turkey, Yazidi, Yazdan. They were all suppressed by the Islamic Church or Islamic Arab or Islamic Persian. Now the main enemy is Erdogan, while he is using 2 weapons, by the weapon of Islamic against the Kurd because they managed to defeat ISIS. He's angry, and Erdogan, he's a racist, Turkish racist, using these 2 weapons to wipe out the Kurd.
We are here, we are protesting Turkish state, invasion to Turkish state to the Syria, because Turkish state just helping the ISIS radical Islamic terrorists, all the terrorist group in Syria. Since the war started in Syria, Turkish state always behind those radical Islamic terrorist groups and feed them, help them all the way with the weapons, with all the arm and with all the way he was helping them. Now ISIS being beat by the Kurdish fighters. Turkey now desperately he invasion Syria. He just attacked Syria with his own military. That's why we're protesting now. We need more help. We need a European country to help their ally, Kurdish fighters. They have to help the Kurds for the democratic system in the Middle East, for the democratic system for safer Europe. They should help the Kurds.
Bayrak isteyen arkadaşlar.
Yes, I mean, as I have said to you just a minute ago, we are against all types of imperialist interventions in the region, in the Middle East, be this in the so-called supporting the Kurdish people, or be this in terms of overthrowing any so-called dictators in the Middle East. What we believe is that the imperialist forces, including the European Union states and also the USA, are not sincere at all in terms of the condemnation statements they have been making against Turkey, because the footsteps of this invasion of Turkey were heard more than 5-6 months ago. It was very obvious that the Turkish state wanted to develop, increase its territorial borders and take over the Kurdish region that is now controlled by the Kurdish forces in northern Syria. But the European states, neither did the USA, had any sort of condemnation or any sort of practical steps to stop the Turkish state from taking such action in the region, in the area which they are trying to implement a so-called safe zone. That place, that region in the Middle East is the most safest region at the moment. In terms of democracy, it's the most democratical place in the region. Why on earth would the Turkish state need to build a safe zone? No, the main aim of the Turkish state was to actually, on one hand, invade the land that has been occupied by the Kurdish forces, but on the other hand, this is also, while on one hand this is an invasion, on the other hand this is a rescue mission. And it's a rescue mission that has been authorized by the imperialist states, imperialist forces, including Donald Trump and the USA. Why is the rescue mission? It's because the Islamic State, the so-called Islamic State that was defeated by the Kurdish forces a few years ago, was developed, enhanced, supported and funded by the Turkish state. Now, since Turkish state is a member of NATO, since Turkish state has very close links with various imperialist states, indirectly these imperialist states are actually funders of the Islamic State as well. So the support, the action which is happening today is on one hand trying to do an ethnic cleansing of getting rid of the Kurdish people from the region, on the other hand rescuing the Islamic State members, terrorists that have been arrested and imprisoned by the Kurdish forces.
So can you explain the ideology behind the MLKP and like Turkishism in general?
Well, the Marxist-Leninist Communist Party is the Communist Party of Turkey and Northern Kurdistan. The Marxist-Leninist Communist Party was established in 1994 through the unity of various different communist organizations in Turkey and Northern Kurdistan. The approach of the Marxist-Leninist Communist Party towards imperialist interventions in different regions is totally against it. What we believe is that the people of the region, people of the area have the will and the power to fight and overthrow the fascist and barbaric dictators of all those regions, including Turkey. The MLKP, as I said, stands against all types of occupations, wars and invasions by be this the Turkish state or the imperialist states.
Some days ago, President Donald Trump said that the Kurdish PKK was worse than ISIS, and that the Kurdish communists were worse than ISIS. What do you have to say to that and to Donald Trump's supporters?
The PKK in the region is the most democratic organization at the moment. ISIS is a terrorist organization beheading people from different ethnic minorities. ISIS is the enemy of humanity. ISIS believes that everyone who doesn't believe in Islam should be beheaded. However, the PKK and the communist forces or the revolutionary and democratic forces in the region wants to establish a plural society, a society where everyone is freely able to express their views and their ideologies. Everyone is able to freely express and practice their religion. The society which the PKK and the communist organizations or communist forces, revolutionary forces in the region want to establish is a society where everyone is living equally and no ethnicity or no person is discriminated due to their ethnicity, due to their religion. How on earth is it possible that the Islamic State that continues to behead people in the region because of them being infidels or not Islam, not Muslim, the same as the PKK. The PKK has not committed a single crime against the civilians in the region. The PKK has continuously fought against the state and not against the people. The PKK has continuously supported the brotherhood, the fraternity between the Turkish and the Kurdish people and all other ethnic minorities. And as I said, it's a plural. It fights for a plural society. So does the communist organizations in the region fight for a plural society as well, and an equal society, a just society for everyone. The comments of Donald Trump are nothing more than stupidity, nothing more than that. It couldn't be explained with any other words. I can't find any other words to explain. Donald Trump also said that the Kurds fought the Islamic State because they provided, the USA provided them with funds to fight against the Islamic State. The USA gave them guns to fight against the Islamic State. This is total nonsense as well. The Kurdish people lost 11,000 fighters, and these were not just Kurdish fighters, these were fighters from different international regions, different countries who came to fight against the Islamic State that is trying to destroy the humanity in the region. So it's nothing to do with money being given by the USA, nothing to do with the weapons given by the USA. It is very, very clear and open, and everyone who looks in history can clearly see that the Kurdish people fought with their hearts, fought with their minds, and fought for a better society, and that is how they won.
And as you possibly know, we fought the ISIS for the last 6 years in Syria. We destroyed the ISIS hideouts all over Syria, and there are about 12,000 ISIS prisoners we're holding now in Syria. The Turks they are trying to come into Syria. They're invading the Kurdish part of Syria. Because we know that the origin of ISIS, they mostly infiltrated Syria from Turkey. The Turks have supported them. Because we don't have a state, there is nobody to support us. It's difficult to do everything on our own. We need as many friends as we can.
Can I ask, what's your message to supporters of Donald Trump when he abandoned the Kurds?
Well, wait until they come to America and they do some extremism and they do some mass killings in America. I hope not, but you know, that's what you get from ISIS.
So you're saying that this will cause another resurgence of ISIS?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, now there are rumors that there are 12,000 prisoners in Syria. The Kurds are holding 12,000 ISIS prisoners, and there's a good likely that most of them will escape because the Kurds are trying to defend themselves. So if those 12,000 extremist ISIS prisoners escape, they're bound to go and do extremism, suicides, explosions, extreme actions in the West and in America.
So would you say the Turkish Free Syrian Army, the FSA, is there a lot of bleed over to ISIS? Is the FSA
They are
ISIS?
absolutely ISIS with different name. It's just the name. Okay, so we all know that the Turks are supporting about 70 to 100,000 extreme Muslims in Idlib province. Okay, supported by Turkey. Now the FSA is part of that extreme 100,000 Muslims, and there are Muslims from all over the world. Extreme Muslim all over the world. They're gathering in a province called Idlib. You possibly know. Okay, so he's taking FSA, the Free Syrian Army, it's just the name.
Yeah.
They've taken that, about 30,000 of them at the moment to attack the Kurdish partner. So
Have they ever fought Assad, or is it only the Kurds that they fight?
they mostly.
Okay,
Thank
good luck
you.
with. I hope that it gets resolved
Thank you.
peacefully, and I hope
Thank
that we
you.
find
Thank
a way
you.
forward.
Thank you.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good protesting. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So the FSA. Sorry, which is yeah.
My question was just what will happen with the FSA and if they are ISIS? What evidence?
Well, Turkey is their main supplier and supporter. Okay, so Turkey is organized and created FSA. They're mostly extreme Muslims, and FSA, HTS. I don't know if you've been HTS is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. They call it in Arabic. It's another group of extremists. They're part of FSA. They're mostly Syrian refugees. They created Syrian refugees in Turkey. So they try to get the FSA to fight the Kurds in Syria.
Can I ask one last question?
Yeah.
If you don't mind answering.
No problem.
What happened earlier at the building where people were knocking on the glass?
Those building earlier here, it's, I think from what I've heard, there's a Turkish business, and they were showing them obscene gestures towards the Kurds.
What's
They
it called?
provoked the
Takbir
Kurds.
sign?
Sorry?
What was it called? The Takbir?
The fascist Turkish sign, the wolf sign, something like that, the wolf group or something.
Oh, the Grey Wolves.
Yeah, the Grey Wolf. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a provocation basically. So